got a quick story. Poseidon, you were in Poseidon, right. And I was actually in the theater when you watched it for the first time. I told the story on the air, and I'm with my girlfriend, and I see Kurt Russell, like, you're about 5-6 rows in front of us, and you're going down the aisle trying to find a seat. And you sit right next to this girl. She has no idea it's you. I don't even know if you're going to remember this. That's fine. But I was observing this whole thing. She goes, that seat's taken. And I want to stand up and go, that's Kurt Russell. He's in the movie. Let him sit wherever the hell he wants. And you were so polite, like, oh, I'm sorry. And then you found another seat.
Sure, that's okay by me.
Got up. Wow.
And then I'm watching you watch yourself on the big screen, which I just thought was beyond bizarre to me.
I actually got to do one scene in that movie that I really wanted to do, was the drowning scene. And it was
amazing. That was sick. Yeah, I didn't see that coming. It was one of those moments where you're like, oh my God, they're going to kill him off.
That was the entire fun of it.
See, I like the remake, though. I know a lot of people, but I really enjoyed it. It was so close to being a really, really good movie.
And it got right to the action, yeah.
Yeah, the action scenes were amazing. Yeah, it just went right for it. And your scene when you drowned was, wow, it was really good. And I think you left right after that. You're like, all right, I don't need to see anymore.
To see that. That's all I wanted to see. And
there's going to be no sexy Shelley Winters up the dress shot, so why stick around?
Why stick around?
What's left?
I know how this ends. I'm done. I came to see myself, let's be honest.
And obviously you got to be sick of talking about it because everybody asks you about it, but Gilligan's Island. Kurt was on Gilligan's Island. I love seeing mega stars on these cool little...
I did a lot of Gilligan's Island type things, you know what I mean?
Was that your first thing, though, that you ever did?
No. Unfortunately, I've been around a long time before that.
Yeah, we all grew up watching you with the Disney films.
No, I started
Disney films. I was a little nothing.
The computer wore tennis shoes.
There you go,
wait till you see. As a matter of fact, believe it or not, I mean, the weird thing about those days was when Quentin was getting ready to do Grindhouse, he said, I'm going to show you a night because we're going to have a couple movies, and he said, I'm going to have a lot. He's going to have an hour and a half of coming attractions. He said, that'll really show you what it was about. And two of them were Disney movies that I had done. Oh, and it reminded me that's right. I used to sometimes go to the theater and you'd see a horror film or something, and you'd see, a coming attraction for a Disney picture. Yeah. And they were all, you didn't know what you were going to get. And that was the fun of the night, too. You didn't know what was coming next.
Yeah.
So it was at that night at Quentin's was really fun, because I think everybody at that point, because a lot of young people that were going to be in the movie they'd never experienced that. And they kind of really, they began to get the idea of what this was.
Question about Escape from New York. This has bugged me since 1981. Why, when Donald Pleasance is hauling you up the wall, does he have to stop your ascent to shoot Isaac Hayes?
Just to aggravate you. Just to aggravate you.
And make you,
the Duke. Yeah, just to aggravate you and make you say, you got to get Snake up.
They just hang out there while he's firing off at the president. He's shooting at you. It was just
he was a president who wore a blonde wig, so,
Yeah. That's one of those movies that if it's on, you're watching it. You got to watch some of those. Are there movies, though, that you've made that at the time were great movies, did very well at the theater, people loved them, but you look back and they didn't date well? One of them I just saw recently, and me and Jimmy have a love-hate relationship with this movie. We talk about it all the time. Tango and Cash.
Well, Tango and Cash was a movie that was made for 15-year-old boys. I don't know how old you guys were at the time. It's literally made for that audience. And
yeah.
It center punches that. Once you move out of that movie's not meant for.
No, then it gets hysterical.
And then it's funny. And that's supposed to be that. No, what's been my experience is sort of the opposite. Is that John Carpenter and I made movies years ago, Bob Zemeckis, and I made Used Cars. And at the time,
oh my God,
really funny.
Yeah.
We talk about that one all the time too.
At the time, these movies were they didn't really know what they were. They didn't really know how to sell them. And over the years, the audience that has grown to love them. They're very proprietary about them. They really love them. It's like Tombstone. They're proprietary about that movie. That for them is the Western. And it's fun to watch the life that they have, because some of them, quite a few of them at the time, they got kind of like a mediocre release, and then there was a lot of the intensity that just flat didn't get it.
Mm-hmm.
Big Trouble in Little China was something that critics just flat didn't understand.
Yeah.
And I kind of like that. And this is another movie that, I don't know what this movie's going to do. It's completely, there's nothing else like it out there. There won't be anything like it. And it's one of those movies that I know, though, the integrity is complete. It is exactly what it's supposed to be.
There's something actors do, which I read. I was shocked too that you were the voice of Elvis in Forrest Gump, and it's an uncredited thing, and it's like obviously you just wanted to do it because you love Elvis.
Well, no, I wanted to do it because I love Bob Zemeckis. Bob came to me and said, "I need you to."
That's called a favor.
I need you to do something. And I said, "Well, what is it?" And he told me what it was, and I said, "Oh, cool." I said, "Let's not do a what do you call it, a credit."
Oh, you didn't want.
I said because let's let people find this out over a period of time, and I always liked it because people would always say, "Well, now what was your most successful movie?" And I always like to say, "Well, Forrest Gump." You made the most money.
Used Car. I'm such a dope. That's one of my favorite comedies of all time. It is one of the funniest films ever done, and people don't talk about it. Like that and Hollywood Nights. I think were two of the funniest movies nobody ever talks about.
Well, you're wrong. A lot of guys do. You'll find them. You just got to find guys like you.
When they say comedies, they always find like Ace Ventura. People I talk to, they always mention these over-the-top. And that was just, this is a red effing car, Rudy. I mean, it just doesn't get any better than that. God, I forgot that was such an ass.
Yeah, that was back in the day where
I think, right?
It was Bob's second movie. Look,
and how fun was it? First of all, Frank McRae. For those of you who don't know, he's a big black guy. He was in Used Cars.
Great guy.
He shoved the old man in the car.
Yeah, how great was
get in the car? I don't want to look inside. Just get in the mother effing car. He shoves him in. It's the greatest bullying scene ever. And then you being beaten up by Jack Warden. I mean, how great was that?
With a chain. In a pickup truck.
What a savaging. That is just a damn funny movie.
He talks about it all the time.
You can't not. It's one of those films. It just is everything. It was great tasteless humor. It was just the dead guy being driven into an exploding thing with gas on him.
It's a little irreverent.
What about Escape from New York? We're hearing things about a remake.
I guess they're gonna. I don't know. I mean, listen, everything's fair game. I've watched them turn Stargate into a television series and Backdraft into a couple
I don't understand why they have to remake some of these classic movies.
I don't know. Again,
it comes up from time to time. You're like what was the one with Peter Falk that we all loved that they made, and it was on the shelves for years. The In-Laws. I'm like, why would you ever remake this movie? It was perfect.
Right. I don't know. I mean, studios have different reasons. They see something that they think they can do well with.
And Escape from New York was just an amazing movie.
Yeah, well, listen, it'll always be there. John Carpenter's version is always going to be there. My version of Snake Plissken's always going to be there. Hey, they're going to have to face comparisons. So they're going to be up against it trying to do a good movie. But I've done characters that were being done at the same time. I remember when Kevin Costner and I were he was doing Wyatt Earp, I was doing Tombstone.
Oh, right, yeah.
And you go out there and you throw it out there and you see what the people think.
That was an odd situation. That pretty much was at the same time.
Yeah,
a lot of people got confused. Like, who the hell is who?
Why don't you play the president in the new one? That'd be great to see you as the president. Although the greatest sound in movie history is the clunk of your bat with the nail in it hitting that bald head in Escape from New York. That could be the best sound.
But when you play Snake, when you create Snake, somebody said to me the other day, "Hey, would you do a cameo in Escape from New York?" I don't know if I can say this, but I'm gonna. And I said, "Oh, fuck that." I was Snake. I'm not gonna become the buffoon in the thing. I'll do that now in a different movie, which is like that's part of what's fun about Death Proof is I got a chance to take that persona, that aura, and amp it up about 100 degrees and have a blast and turn it on its head.
Yeah.
It's a good time.
Fantastic.
We got to get him out of here. He's got to do the Today Show.
Yeah.
So, unfortunately, we're having a great time with you, Kurt Russell.
You guys are fun.
The film is Grindhouse.
Amazing, yeah.
Next Friday it premieres, and it's done by Tarantino with obviously Kurt Russell and Rosario Dawson and Rose McGowan. It's just, actually a film I'm looking forward to.
It really sounds great.
Just keep telling yourself over and over, it's just a movie.
Only a movie.
Well, we got Quentin, I think, next week, too.
Yeah. Get ready. Hang on.
Yeah, he seems like
tie him down.
Can't wait for that one, man.
Yeah, chain him down.
Yeah. Hey, Kurt, thank you so much.
Thanks,
It's good talking to you guys.
Great.
It's fun.
We'll continue in just a bit. It's Opie and Anthony.